How has your parents' marriage influenced your view of marriage?
Well, they've been together for God, I don't know, 30 years, and they're very different, and that's sort of been a problem throughout the years. But they've kind of overcome it, taught each other a lot of things. My what I've taken from that is basically that you're married, you're in it, you'll make it work. You love each other. You got married for a reason, so stick it through. As long as you can. I mean, they love each other. They're best friends. They're not the perfect couple, but who is? So I think that they've been pretty inspiring.
What's your view of marriage?
I know that and this is very idealistic, but I only want to be married once. I'm sure people don't go into marriage with the idea of divorcing, but for me, that's what I want. So I want to wait until I know for sure, and if that means living with someone for 10 years, then I'll do that. But yeah, it's sacred to me, and that might sound kind of old-fashioned, but it is. So and I would like to get married. I like that whole. I want to have a big wedding and the whole spiel. So, hopefully.
What qualities?
Not now.
What qualities would you need to find in a man to consider marrying him?
Well, I think there's got to be good banter, all the time, and that can never fade. I've started so many relationships where the sense of humor is there, I think, which is number one quality, and the banter's there, but then it just kind of dies out. Like he has this material, and he runs out, and then there's nothing left to say. I want that there forever, and it's just always I'm mad about you kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just always. Granted, life isn't television, but the sense of humor has got to stick it through. And should I name more?
Yes, please.
They've got to, this is kind of one of those things where I think it's important in a relationship for two people to balance each other out. So, whatever I am, I'd like him to sort of be my opposite. Not in every respect, but I'm not the most patient person, and so he's going to have to be the patient one. And I'm a little too sarcastic, so maybe he shouldn't be quite as facetious as I am, and just kind of balance me out and sort of put up with I tend to be a little type A, a little anal, and so it'd be nice if he could just handle that. So patience and a sense of humor, and that's the most important thing. And I don't want him to look up to me. I mean, I do, but I want it to be equal. I want him to do incredible things with his life too. And
you want to marry a man who's shorter than you?
Shorter than me?
So he looks up to you?
Well, only if I'm wearing a skirt lately. No, I want him. Thank you very much. I'm 7. Thank you. No, I want him to respect me. I don't want him to be shorter than 5'2". I think that's probably not the best way to go. So that's what I want.
How important is earning potential?
Is earning potential?
Yeah, his earning potential.
Well, I plan on making money myself, and but I don't want him to sit around. I don't want like a Mr. Mom either. And there's nothing wrong with that, but for me, I want us both to be out there and doing whatever it is that makes us happy. I don't care if he's making a lot of money, as long as he's really working and he's successful in whatever it is that he's doing. It doesn't, I'll bring in the money if I have to, but I don't want him sitting around and watching soaps. Although, it'd be nice. But
have you ever lived with a guy?
Not technically, no. I mean, not really. Like, we didn't move in. I had a toothbrush at a place once, but I guess. I mean, I had a drawer, but that's not really moving in, is it? No, so no.
More qualities that you'd need to find in a man to consider marrying him, aside from sense of humor, balancing you out, patience, and that he doesn't sit at home and watch soap operas all day.
Well, and that he will sometimes too, but he's got to be loyal, obviously. I mean, I don't want him with other women.
You like monogamy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, call me wacky, but yeah, that'd be nice if he didn't sleep around. So, yeah, I mean, I want him to be loyal to me. I want him to grow with me, and to be able to handle if I'm in one of my moods, that he can me through it or leave me alone when he knows how to. I mean, and that's the kind of thing I think in relationships that you figure it out along the way. You know when to step back and when to come forward. And I want him to figure that out pretty soon.
How should he handle your bewildering welter of emotions?
I think he should just love me for it. I think he should just find it really cute. Not cute. I don't want him to find it cute. I want him to find it just an intriguing little cardinal trait. Does that make sense? Like I cry at the drop of a hat. That's who I am. I think I'm a strong person, but I'm Holly Hunter from Broadcast News. I want him to like that in me. So, I don't want him to take it too seriously because then we just all fall apart all the time. But just be able to kind of tell me what I need to hear, which I don't know what that is, but whatever whatever he can to make me, if it's buy me chocolate, then sure, it's fine, as long as he can do that. But lots of chocolate. I'm rambling now.
That's fine. When do you want a man to be strong and tough, and when do you want him to be soft and sensitive?
Well, I'd like him to be strong. I like a guy, I'll admit it, who likes the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I love the Dallas Cowboys.
Right, let's just go.
Yeah, forget this. Turn off the camera. It's all settled.
Woo, Emmitt Smith.
Yay, Troy Aikman.
Well, and sometimes when you find the ultra-sensitive guy, I just came out of a relationship with artsy guy, and you tend to lose the whole sports thing. And I like a balanced thing, so I want them to take me to the football game and be strong and be a good guy. I love men, and I don't like the fact that they tend to be insensitive schmucks, but I can say that, right?
You can say anything you want.
Okay. But I love men for whatever reason that they're the way they are, whether it's society that makes them that way or whatever. In a strange way, I'm attracted to that. But at the same time, I want them to be able to show their emotions. If we're watching Terms of Endearment, then, and they don't even have a tear in their eye, then I think something might be wrong. Because there's just, unless you just hate.
Terms of Endearment is my family story. My parents and my brother and sister.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any James Brooks movie.
Yes.
That's how I feel about that. So, I like, I guess, I want him to be strong when he needs to be. I don't know what that means.
When does he need to be strong?
When I'm weak, I guess, when I want him to be there for me. I don't want, if I'm having a day and I'm freaking out or something's, tragic has happened in my life, I don't want him to spit back all the terrible things that have gone wrong with his day. I want him to just be there for me. And then I want him to be soft when he needs to talk, when things have fallen apart for him and we can, deal with him. I don't want him to bottle it up. I want him to be able to express his emotions. Honestly, I don't want him crying at the drop of a hat like me, because that's obnoxious, but...
What about men in tears?
Like I said, just past relationship. Cried a little too much. It's nice. I really like it when a guy can cry. I think that's really wonderful, because why shouldn't he? I mean, humans are humans, and just because he's a man, he's been taught not to cry. I don't believe in that. Of course he should cry. He cried like more than I did, which is just, it got a little out of hand. I mean, sobbing, like couldn't breathe. Too much. So it's good to cry, but like, come on,
What do you like about men?
Oh, what don't I like about men? I don't know. That's a good question. I think the main thing is that men think, I think they honestly think differently than women. And they sort of think in the big picture instead of all the little details that women analyze all the time. Men just kind of do it. This happens, and then, they have something to do later, and they're going to go do that. I would give anything to be like that and not think so much. I just don't think men are as analytical as women, and I think therefore they're a lot happier because they just don't. They just kind of live moment to moment. They don't analyze every conversation every day. Some do maybe, but from what I've learned, they just sort of live their life, and women tend to kind of think a little too much about things.
Okay, let's walk down this way and stay within about 3 feet of me if you can, and I'm going to be like a little to the side.